Hey, what's up? I'm Ka, and today we're looking at Starlab. Now, instead of making the video on just the features of Starlab and how I use it, instead I wanted to run through a few different modules and see what the benefits are of each of them and see which one, if you're looking into any of these, which one's the right one for you. So on the roster today, we have Starlab, Mimeophone, and Magneto. Now you may be asking, why are we comparing a reverb with two delay units? Yes, Starlab is a reverb module, but it does have a delay section, which makes it kind of an all-around effects unit. Magneto being a tape delay module, but it has a spring reverb section, kind of making it an all-around unit. And Mimeophone, same thing. Delay unit, but it has its halo section, making it a good all-rounder. So what are we doing today? I got a patch set up, and I got PAMs on the master clock and modulation. I got Variegate 4 Plus on melody and a little bit of CV modulation. I got Basimilus as our main voice, which is being multed. The output is being multed to one straight into my interface for dry signal, and then one is going into Starlab, Magneto, or Mimeophone, whichever we're testing at the time. And then the delay on each of them is being clocked from PAMs. And then we got our stereo outs going straight into our interface, and pocket operator on drums. So we're going to be using the same melody throughout everything, and swapping between dry and wet, and so you guys can hear the actual differences between everything. Let's go. Alright, first up, Starlab. Let's start. This is our dry. Just messing with the oscillator just to tune it, and now let's hear some wet. Alright, so you can hit the tap trigger. You have to hit it twice for it to record your tempo. But right now we're clocking it through PAMs. And our LFO depth is right here, but it's on the filter section, so it's just controlling the cutoff of the filter. Here's drums. So one of the things I like to do, which is kind of like car plus strong vibes without being in the actual mode, is bump the feedback all the way up, and then once you get past about 12 o'clock going counterclockwise, it starts turning into more of a tone, which is playable with the knob. Very easy to lose hours doing this. Now we get into the LFO modes. Now switch it up so the LFO is controlling the delay. The pitch. And back to filter. To get into the car plus strong mode, all you have to do is hold the echo on button and turn the delay tune knob clockwise, and the tap trigger button will turn red. The delay tune knob controls the pitch, and the feedback controls the length of the played note, so whether it's plucky or a sustained note. And it's CV controllable by plugging into the side's pitch port. And when you are controlling the notes over CV, the delay tune knob becomes a transpose knob. If you turn the echo on button off while in carpless strong mode, those notes being played will only be played through the wet channel, while when the light's on, it will be playing both dry and wet. And to get back out, all you have to do is hold the echo on button again and turn the delay tune knob counterclockwise. Oh, and you can control your input gain through the input gain knob, which will let you overdrive the circuit if your incoming signal is loud enough. Switching between the diffuse, dense, and sparse. And then here's our glimmer, which you can switch between high band and low band. So even with the carpless strong mode, I feel like this is the least experimental effect. It's has that like classic, beautiful chord ambient sound that is needed a lot of the time. It's funny if you think about it. The Starlab is a lot like the Night Sky, where the Night Sky in the pedal world is kind of like a crazy modulated pedal, and the Starlab in the Eurorack world is kind of tame. It's kind of just like a classic, safe, dependable reverb. I mean, there's a lot of patch points that you can mess with things with, but the core of it seems very just strong and safe. Then Magneto up next. Let's hear our dry. Drums. And bring in the wet. Alright, here we got one on the left. You can clock these all individually with the ports over here. Right now we have it on the mode on L, left, right, right, left mode. So the first knob will be controlling left, the two middle knobs will be to the right, and the last knob will be to the left again. You got your low cut. Tape age crinkle and wah flutter. And we got our spring reverb. And you really hear that wow, wow, loud. Let's tone it back a little bit, bring up the crinkle. Pause drums so we can really hear it. So adds that crunch. And then tape age makes it brighter and darker. Turn these all about halfway except for the flutter. Next up, we got Mimeophone. Mimeophone! And here's our dry. And we got the same drums. So the melody may seem to be changing, but that's just because the probability on variegate for pretty much all the notes is set to 50%. I have this clocked by Pam's, and here's our wet. And then Pam's has a sine wave going into the color input of Mimeophone. I'm going to increase the multiplier on Pam's to make the delay faster, just because it's going a little slow. Turn the halo off. Raise up the halo a little bit so you guys can hear it. Alright, so here's our halo reverby effect. Alright, repeats. Zone, which you can see it changing at the skew button at the bottom. Right here. And this will just cycle through those different zones. We got our flip, which just reverses the delay. And then our hold, which will hold it in that section. And let's bring in the drums. Now the real question, which one's for you? I think Starlab is amazing and reliable and sparks creativity, yes. But I think sometimes it may be too reliable, where you know what you're getting. So it honestly depends on why you're buying it. If you're getting it like you're playing a live setting and you need something that's going to work, you know how it's going to work, and it's tweakable, but it's very easy to dial it in. I think Starlab is a game changer. Like it's amazing. Sounds good. The filters and the LFO, like being able to control different things all in one unit is just nice, and it all works together really really well. And then the Car Plus Strong synth mode, just the ability to add crazy accents and kind of go wild with it. Or if you're building a tiny case, just use that as your oscillator and roll with it. Like you can kind of have this as a, if you don't know what to pack, just pack the Starlab. But when it gets to the more creative aspects and kind of sound exploration, I think the Magneto and the Mimeophone, I think by far kind of wins that category. The Magneto has, because it has the 4 tape head delay 4 parts, places. The sounds that come out of it are not always as you'd expect it, and then you have the wow and flutter section and the crinkle and the tape age to kind of get it a little more crackly. And the Magneto is amazing for that middle ground of, you want something reliable, but you want a lot of creativity, and it's not just going to be a performance where you have everything dialed in. You want to be able to explore and all that kind of stuff. The Mimeophone, while you can dial it in for sure, it's very easy to slightly knock a knob and then it starts to. But if you need that stability, I think maybe one of the other modules would be a better choice, although they are bigger. But I can't stop loving the Mimeophone. It's just too crazy. Like you can get so many dope sounds out of it, and personally, a lot of the times I'm looking for the instability and kind of craziness of just slightly turning a knob or knocking it with my jacket cuff, and then it starts going crazy. So to each their own, I guess. What are you about? Let me know in the comments what you think of each of them and which one you think you would get, or if you have any of them, if you think you'll get the others. It was fun hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff if you feel so inclined to. And I'll see you on the next one. Ciao. Goodbye. Sayonara. I don't know any other languages. See ya. Goodbye. Goodbye.